everybody, welcome back. So today we're gonna make our Christmas block. Let me get those out of the way. And to do that, I left my measurements upstairs, but that's okay, I already did them in the other one. So I've laid mine out. The tree goes from longest to shortest, and then the side ones go from shortest to longest, both going up. And then my tree trunk is down here, and my two 6.5 inch pieces. So we're going to start by doing this side all the way up. And we're going to fold it over. And I want it to look like this when I'm done. So I'm just going to... Now I don't actually draw lines. But if I was gonna, I'll show you. Let me find my little ruler somewhere. There it is. Oh, it's a big one, but... And we're just going to draw it here. From corner to corner. Well, from corner to corner. But I'm going to use my tape, really. And then we'll pin it. And actually, I'm going to go all the way up with that. We're going to fold this one over. And then we're going to go... And this is why I use my seam tape, because I'm just going to line this up at this corner. And then just my diagonal seam tape will just let me do it right. Whereas I would have to, well, let me just show you. I'm going to go over here. I'll take you with me. I'm going to sew this one and then I'll take you over and show you how I'm going to do that one. So we're just going to go over here and I'll line that up right on the line. And then I line this one. Now I have the line, but this one lines up on my red seam tape here. The red line on my seam tape. And we'll just sew right down it. A little wonky, but whatever. And then this one we're going to take, and this is how it was over there, but I'm going to flip it around. And again, I want it to be like this when I unfold it. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to turn it this way. That's not right. You guys, that's not right. It goes like this. Let's go back over there. Let's go back over. Okay. So it actually is going to fold down like this. So I could use the ruler. I knew I was doing that a little different. So you could use the ruler and you could just line it up from that corner to the red corner underneath. So we can go ahead and do that. And throw a pin in it. And do this one the same way. And I just need to be able to see under there where it's going to. Right there. But also I'll use my seam tape as a guide also to make sure it's going in the right directions. Let's move that down. Do the same thing here. And we're really just folding it over. And I'm going to lay. These little points don't count. And I'll tell you how I figured that out. My first block, I had to trim off some of the bottom because it came out too long, because I think I counted those, which I might have to on this one. But if you're not using a jelly roll, you won't have that problem when you cut your pieces. So, but if you do, also just readjust. We're not that picky. Well, I'm not. You might be. I don't know. Just fold this one down. And we're going to see where the point is there. And just like we did. Oh, whoops. Lay it down. Then this one's going to be a little different, but we'll get to that. It's the same at this point. We're going to take our ruler, line it up there. pin it. Now this one we can't pin the second one just yet. We're going to move it back to the top. But we're going to work our way back down. So we're going to lay this up here. And I'm just going straight down. This one goes to that one, so I'm just going to grab the next one. And the way you can double check yourself there is they're going to be the same length. So if you're not the same length there, you've got the wrong piece. So what I do here is I'll line up this right here past the pinked edges, and I'll lay that there. Then I'll know it's right on that point there. And then I just move it to that and draw my line. Then pop a pin in it. Move it up. Same thing. Make sure they're the same. Make sure your lengths are the same, and make sure your lines are going opposite directions, because you want them to be opposite. So when you fold them open, they form a tree. They look like tree limbs. That's not the right pin. We don't want that one. I like these bigger ones for. That's a small one too. Alright, next one down, same thing. And then we can just head to the sewing machine and we can chain stitch all these right through and then just cut them off and go back down the other side. Now the top one, or the bottom one rather, is on the sewing machine, so I'll do that. I'll just cut it off and redo it. It'll be fine. So we're just going to draw this line. And pin it. Alright. Now, while we're going over there, we're going to go ahead and do it all. This is the tree trunk. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to pin it, and I'm going to stitch it, and then I'll just add that one to the other side while I'm chain piecing. So we're going to go over there and start this again. All right. So we're going to go down through. But again, if you're not sure, my line, if I follow my line down, it goes right to the red line, which is my 1/4 inch line. So I'm double secured, I double checked it. It's showing up right on both things. Don't pull that pin out. I don't like to leave them in there because then I get pinched. We're just going to keep going. And the top one. Now the top one's going to be tricky. You have to, the rest we can just go on and sew. The top one, you have to trim it before you can move on to the next piece on it. Okay, so now we're going to sew this one up. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to cut the back one off. We're going to go back through these. Now, for this one, let's go back over here. I'll show you. Maybe. So for this one, the only thing I have to do is make sure my line goes that way. So I just really I don't even have to line it up first. I just have to make my corner to corner line. There I am. And I could pin it, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go and sew right down through there. Okay, let's cut them off. I'm going to cut them all apart because, well, I want to. Well, you have to, really. Okay. Now we're just going to go back through and sew the second half. Second side, second half, second thing. Right. Couple more. Y'all, I have white thread on here, and it might be a miracle because I was actually sewing pajama pants for my son earlier. And, well, you know, you can see that thread, so I wanted to just use white. And I forgot to change it back. So, this is what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to leave those there. And I'm going to take you with me to the cutting area, whatever. Now, for this, you could use a rotary cutter, but I'm just going to cut it about 1/4 inch from there. And we have to iron this open. Because if we sew our other one on there like that, it won't work. So we're just going to iron it open. And it's the start of our tree strip. So now we're just going to lay this one down, face down, and straight down. We're going to lay that corner to corner. I should have removed this mat, but it's okay. It'll get the job done. Okay. Now we'll pin it and we'll go sew that one up, and then I'll come back and we'll get them all trimmed up and ironed. Alright, now we're going to sew this one up to free up our machine, or our strips that we need to get loose from it. Oh, just pulled that right out. My hands are like sticky or something, just won't let it go. Alright, we'll cut them loose. Head back over. Maybe. Where is my mouse? There we go. Cut them loose again. Okay, now we're going to take our big scissors and we're going to cut it again on the outside. Well, not again, but just like the other one. Do all of them. Make sure when you're cutting, you're only cutting a little triangle off. If you're cutting more than that, you're cutting the wrong side. Few more here. I could have used a rotary cutter, but I feel like this is just as good. Oh, I was like, what is going on there? And let's see, this is the last one. Then we'll iron them open and lay out our tree blocks. Let's put this in for our scrappy quilt. Okay, so now we're just gonna iron them open. So there's the top piece. Beautiful. So I already did sew my cornerstones to my border because we've done that. You know how it looks. That's the wrong piece. And I needed something for a starter and a stopper or ender, whatever you want to call it. And those work great. And the last ones. All right, so let's lay it out. Let's move this and lay it out. So let's see, you should be able to tell by size, I guess. Maybe. There we go. There it is. That's not it. This goes in here. There it is. And again, our bottom piece will be down there. So now all we're going to do is we're going to fold this down. We're going to pin it at the end. And at the beginning. And then once in the middle. Because these should be the same size and get you right to where you need to be. We'll lay it to the side and we're going to pin the next two. Beginning, end, and the middle. If you're new, I suggest you pin other places too. And then these two. I always do the end and then the beginning and then the middle because I want my edges to line up first. Alright, now we're going to go sew these together and then we're going to sew the last piece together there too. I'm actually going to put that in the middle of sewing these pieces, so you'll see what I mean. So we're going to sew this one first because that's where we're at. Now we're going to cut this one off, the first one there, the tree trunk, and we are going to sew our other piece to it, get that done. Then we'll go down these two. Let's get these pins out of here before I hurt myself. So if you'll notice, I'm going a little over on my seam guide there. That's because like I said, I had to trim the other one down. I didn't realize they weren't from point to point. So I'm going to try to make that a little less difficult on me. But if I have to trim it, I have to trim it, you know. I'm not going to cry about it. Alright, let's cut what we can off. Head back over. And iron these open. Let's do this one first. This one's the one that came out too big, so I'm really not sure if I did it wrong or what, but it worked in the end is the most important thing. A little bit of trimming and it worked. So earlier when I did this, I just went with the smallest one, so I ironed all mine going up, which seemed to work just fine. So that's what we're going to do here because it worked. Okay, so now we have this part of the tree. And see, it is, I don't know, let's see. No, it worked out pretty good this time, so that must have been what I did. So let's pin that. Let's pin it. So I'm going to sew this one down and then I'll come back and iron the other one and it'll go to that one. So this will be in steps now. So we're going to do that and I'll be right back. We'll be over there in a minute. Now we're going to, again, I'm going to take the little points and go just over my seam guide. Cut this first one loose and head back over. Okay, so now you see that's the whole top part of our tree. Pretty, pretty, pretty. You know, it was an accident, but I got Santa Claus in the middle, smack dab of both of mine. And it's exciting. So this one, after this one, we'll finish it off with an ender because I'll have to have both pieces to sew them together. So we'll be back to the sewing machine. Pan out of there. Put this through here. Cut them front. Get you back here with me. And iron them open. Okay, so there it is, our tree. Let's fold this one down and get it sewn up. In the front, beginning, whatever. And then in the middle. Let's get that ender or starter, whatever you want to call it, the scrap piece, put it through, cut it off, and head back over. And iron it open. Okay, so another thing on my practice block is it was too long. I don't know how I did it, but it was too long. So it looks like it is on this one too. What I mean by that is if I line this up, which is the same as it's always been on my blocks. Oh no, look, that did work because I did the, what do you call it? The points. So I had to trim my trunk on the other one, and I'll show you at the end. It'll be shorter, but that's okay. I promise you. I'm not mad about it. Because now, each of them are unique. Which is pretty cool. So I'm going to sew the short border to the side with all the stripes. To the sides, actually. Not the top and bottom, the sides. And then again, with this one. And this side. And then the middle. And again, we're going to do this and then just pull the other side around, and then I'll end it, and then I'll do the other two. So let's go do that. Okay, so we're just gonna come back across here and do this one. Let's cut it apart. that again. Let's iron it open. I'm excited to be almost done this. It has been fun. And I can't wait to have my quilts. And it's my whole 2022 year. Well, not my whole year, but you know, each month. It represents something I wanted or did or had made. I made it, so it's pretty cool. So there it is with so far. Now my cornerstones, I did the snowflakes, and again, I already attached them. We have done that. I thought it'd be alright. Actually, I think I've done it on the last several. So we're gonna pin at the seam and back here, because then when I go through there it won't move. And we're gonna pin it here at the seam and then in the middle. Flip it around and we're going to pin again. At the seam. And I did like the jelly roll, and I really like that this goes the same way all the way, well, not the same way, but it goes into it all the way around. Like kind of like a border. It's really nice looking for me. I do still have to quilt most of mine. Well, not most, but about half. But we'll have a video on that probably after Christmas, to be quite honest with you. I have a few more videos I would like to do before Christmas, but we'll see. I haven't done much this year. Right, we're in the home stretch. Just sewing up this last seam. Trying to feel where that point is. Now I'm on the back side, but I'm going to try to go right through it. Again, it doesn't bother me if I didn't, but, you know, I tried. How exciting is this? Let's go. Open it up. All right. Iron it. This. See how it just goes and it lays right around it. It's beautiful. It's almost perfect. Almost. Probably looks perfect on screen. I don't know. But there you go. It is our Christmas tree. So I'm going to move that real quick. Here's my backing. Lay it out. And put my batting down. Guys, I bought I'm in love. I bought a big quilt cutting square. It's literally 20.5 inches. So it's perfect for these backings. I don't have to do any like moving around or whatever maneuvering like I was doing. I can just get them cut like right around it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment for me. So here it is together. Well, not really together, but you know, before it's quilted. I love it. So I went ahead and prepped all that stuff for these last couple. I was so excited. It looks a little, there it is. There is a little pucker in it there. It'll be all right. I'll smooth it out and it's going to be great. So let me know what you think. I can't wait to see finished quilts. I can't wait to have a finished quilt, to be quite honest with you. I am one step closer. All the blocks are made. I am going to do my quilt blocks. My videos I want to do coming up are actually for like place settings. I'm going to make napkins and placemats and a table runner. Some other stuff in there, but you know, coasters and stuff. I want to do them. I was gonna call it Quiltmas, and then I took too long, and then I got on YouTube and everybody was doing something Quiltmas, and I'm like, well, now I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to be a copying everybody. This isn't straight. I'm gonna have to redo it. But anyways, there it is. Our December block. Oh, I wanted to show you this one. That's right. There's this one. And see how this one's just a little bit shorter? But honestly, I think I like it either way. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it pretty? I love it. And see how Santa Claus is in the middle of both of them? Love it. Love it. All right. Let me know what y'all think. I will see you next time. Have a great day.